It's time. With this, I have enough standing and enough ports to come and see Sun. Click on this. Oh, I did build 20 more. I will have to claim that before I do anything else. Helminth segment. Purchase. Yes. This is going to delay me from being able to basically do absolutely anything with this syndicate, but Helminth's more important here. Sadly, however, it is a, wow, 24-hour build. So, I'm going to set this off before I do anything else. Nothing here has changed. You saw nothing. So, click, click. Will I need the spot? Is the next question for this. Also, I said it many times. Everything I do with Frost first. Frost, you are Helminth food. Shadowing. Please. The door opens. Okay, no spot whatsoever, and the door now opens. And you come in and install the segment into the seat. Where does it go in the seat? I'm installing a segment into a seat. Okay, so it just automatically installs. Why are you on my ship? Okay, for the record, murmuring means that you have to read this. And I'm not reading that for at all. Just no. That actually looks really good, but no, not right now. I await the return of this demon. I await the return of... Hang on. How do I... Okay, so this is for customizing. You can name your Helminth. I don't want to. What I want to do is feed Helminth. No, I want to feed him a frame. I don't want to feed him resources because, well, he wants this stuff and I ain't giving him that stuff because that stuff is... Can he... Wow, okay, you know what? Take all of these. And that's all I can give him. Aw. That's a shame, because, well, Orgon crystals decay, so you may as well give him that if you have it. I was looking for nanospores, because you would think that he would take... Oh, he takes nanospores. That's it. That's it. He'd literally just sit here clicking nanospores. Do you want to feed him? Wow. Wow. Yeah, you can take all the nanospores you want and level up the syndicate. Only once? Just once? What? Oh, so you need one of these slots before you can do anything. And, more importantly, it also shows you the ability that it will take off a particular frame. And, in fact, will be doing is, yes, Protea. Because... Okay, yes, her dispensary has been nerfed. The duration of it has been nerfed, but the duration is affected by the Warframe. The abilities that you take off one Warframe and give to another are affected by the frame's mods that you put it on. So I will be building another Protea to do this with, but first we will be feeding Frost. Of course, it's just kind of guaranteed. Also, I need to feed him these resources to consume a frame? Okay, maybe. Yeah, I can't feed him until I give him the rest of these. That's nice. Would that do? Yes, you take that. Yep, and then we'll go to this one. I was really hoping just clicking on it would actually just kind of do, but apparently not. I guess you're taking thousands of this then, are you? I'm also pretty sure I clicked on the wrong one, by the way. Oh, I didn't! Right, you! Yes. Eat my Frost. Also, the standing is a lot lower than it used to be. When they first showed this on the 1st of August at TennoCon, you got a lot more standing with him for doing this. Goodbye, Frost, you will not be missed. Finally, a use for a frame other than shooting him out of the airlock, or her. One thing I am starting to notice, as I have now fed Protea and Frost to Helminth, is, well, it seems to be growing these flowers for every frame. Possibly? I'm not sure. That one on the left is for Frost, the one at the bottom is for Protea. Will you be able to remember, after feeding this thing 44 frames, which spot does what? To infuse an ability, you need to, well, feed Helminth first. Feeding Helminth levels these things up. And you can see the resources actually needed for this are on the left. The green arrow means that, well, he hasn't got a taste for it anymore. The red arrow means he doesn't like it, and you will get less for it. You will notice the real lack of green arrows. When you start doing this, they will be green, but by the time you get a few levels into it, it gets rather empty. As does your resources. There's actually one of these I haven't got enough resources. It's not that one, though. I have gone through nearly 4 million nanospores. This is actually seriously unbalanced. I think it's this one, because I don't have many of the resources that he wants for this, and that's the only reason I actually stopped playing with this system altogether. And this one, there's not many of them either. I can feed it this, but it doesn't really give much. But to infuse it, you need to have a certain level of each of these. You just literally click infuse. I'm going to go now. First ability I I did say many times, I don't really use it. It was a lie. Freeze? Why are these all rank 0, first off? You are not seriously going to unrank my frame if I do this. Well, let's find out. But I do use freeze to freeze enemies in place. So, Ice Wave is something for Frost I never really used. Ever. I use Snow Globe, I use Avalanche, I use Freeze, not that often. I mainly use Snow Globe, if I'm honest. So, Ice Wave, time for you to go on Configuration A. And that's pretty much how simple it is. I have seen people getting tons of standing for doing this. My Helminth XP does not go up that much from doing this. And now to answer more questions. Ash is basically wearing his deluxe skin. No particular colours. Confirm. Confirm. Hopefully not. This is a question that's been in my head simply because I wanted to... I should have fed him my Frost. My actual Frost. From 7+ years ago. And also to answer the question of whether or not... I'll run down here real quick. These flowers are in fact for the frames that have been fed to Helminth or not. Then in hotfix 29.0.6 they did something that, well, I was amazed they hadn't done to begin with, that I agree with other people should be something that doesn't exist. Now you can rush the consumption of your frames. If you come to this and you have a cyst on your frame, you can either remove it or just go into the whole system itself. Subsuming a frame with the cyst on, I mean, okay, granted it's using resources that, yeah, Wukong cleared me out. If I have another frame that uses the same stuff that Wukong used, there's nothing I can do about it. I am completely out of anything to level up that. But you get very little affinity for subsuming a frame. Will you get more for a maxed frame? This is my original mag. She is 7-year-old now. She has seen me through so many rough times until Mag Prime came out and then started using her all the time. So the only reason I'm going to do this, I have no former on her. But let's do this. That's about the same really. Visually this seems to be very broken. But it has me wondering what Helminth's taste is like for an Umbra frame. But some of these abilities I do like the look of. The last one, Expedite Suffering, removes all bleed and poison status effects from every enemy within a cone in front of you to where you cast it, and it will then take all of that damage and deal it all out at once in a single burst. Sounds really interesting, but really it's even marked for death. Stun an enemy and the portion of the next damage you deal to it will be dealt to all enemies around it. Also sounds really good, but it's really the fifth one. Energize munitions. Increase the efficiency of your ammo consumption. Throw duration on that, it could be ridiculously good. The third one, automatically succeed at your next hack attempt. There is actually a mod that will, I think it's called Auto Hack, that does exactly that. Don't know why that's even an ability. Rebuild shields, it's going to be great for hijack missions, especially if you run out of shields during it. And the other one, I've already kind of mentioned, finding these is growing kind of, not impossible, but just annoying. It's just one of the base one, Master Summoning. Heal your companion and call it to your side. That, I really do like. I really want to use that one, but still, if I go to infuse it, it just overwrites the other ones. So, having to choose, I'm still going to stick with the dispensary, because since putting that on Frost, I have been using it constantly. The possibilities of this system are endless. I have seen so many different versions of builds that really have kind of amazed me. From throwing Ash's Shuriken on Loki, which I'd heard somebody talking about, but actually seeing it, it's just weird to see Loki actually be able to deal damage to enemies. He's not a frame that can deal damage. I kind of wish there was other abilities we could take off with this. I'm also glad on the choice that has been made for the abilities to be used for this, but only time will tell as to how full this will be with 44 flowers. And rather than just feeding the same frame over and over again, I am basically going to do what everybody else is going to do over time and have all 44 of those flowers. It will probably take forever to do because there are some frames that are next to impossible to get, but that has basically just become the next goal of this game. 44 flowers. One per frame, and there's 44 frames. After Mag, well, spoilers. So, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.